next to the dog walker on the right over here. This is a relatively new contraption that we have at Bearhill. It's been here almost 2 years already, but only this summer have we been able to start using it properly, or as much as we want. We built it up last autumn time, and we were a bit late in the season last year with it. So this year we've managed to actually use it. It's been a very, very good investment for us. I'm really happy with it. So far, we've had almost every day, we've had some of our dogs running in it. And it seems to be something that keeps the dogs happy. You know, during the summer months, we want to do as much as we can with the dogs. And we've got 3 different things that we can do. We can train them with the carts, we can free run them, and we can use the dog walker as the third. Now the dog walker is really nice because we can actually moderate the intensity of the exercise. So on a day like this, it's warm, it's muggy. We have at the moment the females in here. A lot of the younger females are running today in there. You can see that it is warm, but we've put the speed low enough that they can actually still move. It's like a brisk walk for them at the moment. It's not really much more strenuous than that. So for all the dogs at any given time when they're, you know, throughout their life and when they're exercising, they're generating heat, and their ability to do this exercise depends on how quickly they can get rid of the heat. When it's in balance, then they're warm, but they can keep on continuing doing what they're doing. So by regulating the speed that the dogs run, we can actually regulate how much heat they're creating versus how much they're getting rid of by panting. So even though it's pretty warm with the slow speed, and I think we're doing like, you know, 10 kilometers per hour at the moment, not more, with the machine today, with the walker, you'll see that the dogs they're hot, but they're not overheating. On a colder day, we can run them longer, we can run them a little bit faster as well. So we've been actually pretty happy with it. We've noticed a marked difference in the kennel, that the dogs are just a little bit more chilled, a little bit more relaxed on a day like when the whole kennel in generally gets quieter and calmer when we keep running them in these machines, or in this machine. It's been a steep learning curve for us. It's something new. We're not exactly yet, besides the improvement in the general atmosphere in the kennel, I'm not yet sure how it's going to affect their condition. Of course, I hope that they are more fit, that they're fitter next winter and autumn time when we start. But we're still trying to figure out the intensities that we have to work with. So on a day like this, when it's this warm, they'll be in here. I'm not sure this is going to actually help them get fitter, but it does help them stay happier. Colder and longer runs should, in theory, help them get fitter. Much like if you want to train for a marathon, most of your training is going to have to be spent at very low intensities, long duration, low intensity, low heart rate training. That's what we're hoping to achieve here. But just like for a marathon runner, it doesn't help to go for a long walk. You need to go for a long, slow run. For these dogs, they need to go for a long, slow run and not a long, slow walk. Exactly where the border between a long, slow walk and a long, slow run is, well, that's what we're trying to figure out. This particular machine at the moment, it's set at a maximum speed of 12 kilometers per hour. We have noticed that that's a bit slow sometimes, or that's my feeling, but on the other hand, maybe it's good enough to get this effect of this long, slow distance training that they need to do to build up the aerobic engine. So the effect we're looking for here is exactly that. I mentioned this aerobic engine. We want the dogs to get better at using oxygen to operate their muscles and to use their muscles. And by doing that, this training actually increases the ability of the body to utilize fat and oxygen to get going. Of course, there's going to be some intensity, high intensity training happening as well, but that will be something that we can do with a cart or with a quad bike or on the sled in wintertime. So the more higher heart rate, more intense trainings is not something that we can do now because it's just too hot. That heart rate, the amount of effort that the dogs do goes up way too high. But on a day like this, a warm, muggy day, this is perfect for them. So even on a day like this, we can still do this. Another thing we've noticed is the machine gets really predictable for the dogs. It'll go a certain, I think it's about 10 minutes, it goes one direction, then it slows down, stops and goes the other direction. And knock on wood, I've not yet had a dog fight in here yet, even though we've had a few individual dogs in there who don't get along very good with certain individuals, or maybe just in general not around in a pack. When they're in this machine, it somehow seems to work. So it keeps them occupied enough, their brains, and happy enough that they forget to be nasty. Another good thing is we can run this machine with minimal oversight. It's not that we can switch it on and walk away, but for instance, Ollie is over there working on fixing up some of the fences. He can do his job, or we can clean the kennel and keep one eye on this machine as the dogs are training. So we can actually get a lot of things done in the kennel as well. Just another, it makes me feel good knowing that my dogs are actually doing something in summertime. We'll go and have a look at the individual components of the machine. The manufacturer of this one came from Holland, the Netherlands, a company called the Molenkoning. They have actually a distributor in Finland as well. And the company itself has made very fancy horse walkers for the whole world. You can buy them everywhere in the world. Saudi Arabian sheikhs have them and whatnot. This is a sort of more basic model. One of the things we did learn is that the hanging fences that we have in here, they can be actually lightened up a bit for the dogs, because they're more designed for horses, but for dogs they need to be a bit lighter. And when working with the dogs, less area or less arms, less compartments is actually better than more. Especially when the dogs are learning how to go into this machine, the small compartment spaces can be a bit intimidating for them, because we get the impression that they feel chased the whole time. If we would remove half of these arms or half of these fences, probably it'll give them just a little bit more freedom to run. So as I said, we're still learning. This is a learning curve, and we'll keep you updated as well about how this goes. So let's go have a look at the interior part of the machines in a second when the dogs are done walking. All right, we're going to give the dogs a little drinking break halfway through their run. So that's the next thing that's going to happen. Jana is going to take them out. They're going to get the water in there and a chance to drink something. Hey, dames. All right, now's a break. We've let the dogs out. It's a chance for them to drink some water, eat some grass, and then they'll go back into the dog walker for a little bit more. This is something that, again, as I said, it was a steep learning curve for us. And in the beginning, we didn't have the perimeter fence nor the grass. And now that we have it up, we can actually, it's a little bit more chilled in the area. Hey, hey, hey! As I said, chilled, that happened, as you can see. Never say anything like that in the presence of dogs, because they will prove you wrong. So just have a look at that. They're all like a bunch of cows grazing away. This is the machine's control box. Comes with a little left, right and auto. Auto means that it changes direction every now and again. As you can see, it's from a horse manufacturer, so it's a slow horse and a fast horse. But anyway, it goes up to full speed is about 12-13 kilometers per hour. Slow is really slow. And then of course the main switch, emergency switch and whatnot. Let's go have a look inside to show how they've actually designed the box. I'm going to switch this all the way to that and off. The mechanism itself is actually really simple. There is a electric engine over here. It's got a self-greaser and greasing separate there. It's basically a big turning table with the arms attached to it, as you can see there. We've got a concrete foundation. It's bolted to the foundation. There is 6 arms going around with 6 compartments for the dogs. It's actually really simple. It is usable all year round. If we keep the tracks at least free of snow, we can use it in winter time as well. We haven't seen the need for that yet, but who knows what happens this coming winter. So I'm actually really happy with it. So higher speed is something that we're looking at, but and for the rest, some small adjustments to the fence hangings. But so far, it's actually a very nice machine for working with the dogs. Investment wise, I think it's a bit of a hassle setting everything up, but once you have it set up, the actual price of the machine compared to a price of, for instance, a quad bike or expensive sled, it's not that bad, and you get quite a lot of hours of training out of it. or use out of it. So this machine is every day at least 3-4 hours on, maybe sometimes 5 even, of hours this machine is turning, working with the dogs throughout summertime. So when it comes to the amount of money you spend on it versus the time that you use it, this is actually makes more sense than, for instance, a quad bike or a training cart. This is, through summertime, one of the most important training methods. It has become, in the short time we've had it, it has become one of the most important training methods and tools that we use at Bearhill for the dogs. Hope you enjoyed our little video. Remember, come visit us in summertime if you're in the area. Otherwise, if you can, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and see you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.